Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to Malanovka. Is this not always a joyous occasion when you choose, for whatever reason, to load up in the most insignificant class in the entire game, and you find yourself in the middle of a 1,000-meter field wherein lies opportunity and potential for mayhem, spawning damage, and all realms of success. Now, one thing you should note, this patch is from a while ago, right? This patch is from 9.19.2, I believe. A couple of patches before the patch in which the light tanks, tier 10 light tanks mainly, were buffed. Due to it being an old replay, you'll see some replay bugs, like the names of the tanks being weird and such things like that, but I will stop this right now, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of the AMX 13105, because it's worse than it is now in the current state of the game. And I suppose I should get this out of the way right now, so I don't bore you guys with it. Every other tier 10 tank in this game, Okay, view range of the 13105. Tier 10 light tank, right? 390. That is 10 meters worse than every tier 10 medium tank in the game. It's the light tank. Why does it have worse view range? That bugs me. It irks me, and it's still that same way after the patch. 390 meters base view range. Alright. This thing is blessed with a 105mm autoloader, 3 shells. And actually, tell you what, I am gonna tell you about my positioning first, and that way I can play the game with you understanding what I'm doing here. Now, normally in a light tank, I might commit to that bush. There allows me to spot the base easier and spot further out there. But in this situation, there was a WZ-1321 on the enemy team, and I was a bit nervous about moving too far forward. I have this thing set up as a kind of active scout on the move, damage dealer, fire support as well. It's a very opportunistic tank, so I probably have optics, vert stabs, and vents on this tank rather than cannonette or binos. So that's why I don't go too far forward, but you'll see this position is fairly profitable in any case. So 105mm autoloader, 3 shells in the magazine. In this patch, 360 damage per shell, meaning 1080 in the clip. Now it has 390 damage per shell, therefore 1170 damage in the clip. Nothing else has changed. The clip potential and the alpha damage per shell has just gone up in the patch, which is nice because it gives me less to remember when talking about 2 different stages of the tank. 234mm of pen with APCR, which is standard on this tank. The heat shells, of which I carry 9, so 20 clips, is 280mm of pen. You got 2.3 second aim time and 0.42 accuracy, which is abysmal. That said, you see me relocating here. Now, in a light tank, all too often people will pick one position and they'll stay in it. But right now, I'm looking at the map, which is such an important skill in your light tanks, and I'm saying, okay, there is nothing on the hill. The enemy can just come blazing over that and be like, la 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 la, oh, what a lovely day on this hill, the most important location on the map. I'll just stroll over it and meet no resistance, yay! And I don't want them doing that at all. So yes, despite the fact that there might be a T110E4 up here, despite the fact that there's likely a defender and a T3E4, I still want to make a contribution up here. My spots are far more valuable here than they would be down at the base, where our team are just basically camping it up. We need to defend the areas of the map on which we have a weak force. You can see, I thought I might be able to catch out people like this tiger moving up, which is why I positioned on the edge where I am here. You can see, not having any luck with the Tiger 2 there. Precision is not something that this tank has. As I said, 0.42 accuracy, eh? It ain't good. And I must admit, I do want to get some damage into that light tank. Opposing light tanks on this map, they are deadly. So I am gonna, I believe, take a blind shot here, do I? Yep, one goes out. Do I take the second one? I do. 2.73 second shell delay, rivaling the Batchat and several other French auto-loading tanks like the Lorraine 40T or the AMX 1390. Now this tank weighs about 16 tons and it has a 600 horsepower engine, giving it a horsepower per ton ratio of about 37. This is an exceedingly fast tank, 68 kilometers an hour top speed. And you'll see I did not actually get spotted by that defender there. That cannon hunting on the move coming in handy. And you see, in this position, I've got a UDES camped at the back along with the Arty, who's hopefully going to be giving fire support. So I want to put up pressure here because I know that if I'm attacked, I can run down into the fire support of the UDES. But I know that I've got a good cannon rating. I've got a pretty painful gun that can damage this defender in this situation. So I'm being very cautious. And we do pull out the spot, but we're not going to take any ill-advised shots if we can avoid it. Not going to shoot unless we have a guaranteed pen, pretty much. And you'll see, playing this role on the hill here, the defender, even though he would kick my ass in a close quarters fight, using the ability of a light tank, the cannonading, the positional play. I put myself in a position where I can't lose. And there's a T-34. Okay, let's see what 1080 clip potential does, and that's not good. Random target 2 appears, and this tank manages to bounce or miss the target with every single shell it fires. That is still the same. And you see, I'm not going to run fully here. I'm just going to go into the low... Or am I? I haven't watched this game for quite a while. It's been a long time since I played. It looks like I do run. Maybe I'm worried about the Arty in this situation. And I do believe in-game I told that UDES to fall back in this situation. But in hindsight, I may well have been able to stay up in that position. Either way, looks like what I'm playing for at the moment is just distance and cannonading. I told the UDES in-game to fall back using the Z command. Now I'm just going to sit in this bush right here and spot for him. Now, Panther 88, right? Apologies. Panther 88 has actually taken a remarkably interesting position because he's working with his WZ-122 right now, yeah? The WZ knows that they have one hill, so this position for him is safe. He's poking up here, he's spotting our T-32 and M4A1 so that they can't come up and shoot out the guys on the hill. And when these guys are spotted, these people on the hill have shots into them. So it's a really good play, but the WZ-132 to be here right now is working well with his position on the hill. Makes it all the more important for us to win that hill engagement. Now, unfortunately, this game isn't that tense right now. I'd like to be saying, oh, I'm doing really important things, but no. We have, oddly enough, we've won the south, and we had positions in their base, but that said, T110E4 probably still stewarding from his position up there. Takes out the VK who was putting cap pressure up. Now, at this point, lesser skilled players might be inclined to go for the Panther 88, but the thing about the Panther 88 is he's in the low ground, as is the WZ. So in a situation like this, and in any situation that on a map where high ground gives a position of domination, mines, cliff, for example, you take out tanks from high to low. That should always be your rule. Right? Because if I go for this Panther 88, I've got a Defender and a Tiger 2 above me. If I go for the WZ, I've got a Panther 88, a Tiger 2, and a Defender, and an E4 above me. You see, the lower I go, the worse the position it is, because there's more tanks with advantage over me. So, I want, if I have the opportunity, to climb that hill and take that position. And you're going to see how it's going to allow me to dominate the enemy tanks below me. Some people might want to perch up and shoot at that WZ, see if they can secure the kill, but no, my priority is the hill, because I'm thinking about the end game. I'm thinking ahead. Once I have this position, I can perch on the edge, I can do whatever I want, you know, but I need to secure this position, and as it happens, looks like there's no one here. I'm just going to go over the edge here, and there is the Tiger. That should be an easy kill. 0.42 accuracy, seeing the bane of these light tanks. They are not good when it comes to, well, which is ironically, they're not good when it comes to supporting fire. Wargaming. Really. But yeah, the 1390, 13105 even, is much more of an assassin than the other light tanks. WZ goes down. Unfortunate for that guy. But now, see that move? Hey! Cheesy T10, Tie 10. Hello! Welcome, Punter. So, that little movement from attention on the Panther 88 to attention over here was very important, because it displays anticipation, right, and awareness and knowledge of what's happening in the game. The reason I did that was because this UDES is attacking this Panther 88, right? What's going to happen when the UDES pokes out around here to kill a Panther 88? Well, immediately, T124 is probably going to shoot him. As a result, if I'm here, I'm going to spot the T124. T124 is a far more of a priority target than the Panther 88, who I can kill at any time due to being above him. So, I need position, and I'm looking towards this E4. I'm not going to poke over and target the Panther 88. I want the E4, and there he is. And 0.42 accuracy. Can we do it? APCR standard. 234mm of pen. And now we're free to pick up Panther, because we cleared the high ground first, allowed us to pick up the E4 and the Panther. +1 for good positional play, eh? And now I'm not going to yellow out and... No one saw that, right? So, ironically, I don't know why I'm using that word so much. In this case, I would be a lot more confident charging the Scorpion next patch with 1,170 clip potential than I was right there. I actually rolled high. My average damage in this tank is what, 1,080? In a clip, I rolled for 1,115. But in this case, I wasn't really bothered, just wanted to get in there, get some damage. This game was a win anyway, and that, in fact, was an ace in the AMX 13105. Now, after the buffs, it may demand a bit more skill from you. What was that? That was 6k damage and 3k damage and 6.2k spotting. So, fairly good game. Got 10k in the end. That's about what you'd expect from an ace tanker in one of these tier 10 lights. But yeah, this was a really enjoyable game because of relocation, basically. Throughout this entire game, there were many examples where you could see me knowing where I needed to be. I started off in the middle. Once it became apparent in like a minute and a half that that wasn't really gonna benefit me anymore, and we had a clear weakness, I said, okay, what I want to do is sit here, move up, and see if I can be sneaky light tank push, alright? But what I need to do is help out my team right here. I need to try and delay the enemy taking that position, and as it happened, worked perfectly. The enemy did not mount a good assault on that hill at all. The E4 didn't go up there to help them, which would have been trouble, and as a result I was able to take it and thus dominate from a position of high ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed my outlook on my own gameplay, and until next time, I will bid you YouTube gents a farewell.